What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video we are going to be discussing UFC fighters who are either declared / are moving up divisions, or people who are kind of around the corner from moving up a division potentially. And for those divisions that do not have anyone who is a clear or a notable fighter that is a clear weight class change in their future, I will be just coming up with a few that I would like to see moving up. But for the most part, we do have a lot of it's been a bit more of a common thing, fighters moving up recently. We've seen a lot of light heavyweights to heavyweights. We've seen a couple bantamweights to featherweights. You know, Kelvin Gastelum is moving actually up to heavyweight following his last fight, is what I was told by a source of mine. But I actually kind of like weight class changes. I actually think it makes things interesting. We've seen featherweight to lightweight, obviously. We've seen a lot of lightweights historically go to welterweight. So most weight classes really do have a decent amount of change between them. I'd say like middleweight to light heavyweight is probably the least like transitioned. And not many flyweights move to bantamweight either. Because once you kind of just commit, I mean like Cejudo did, and like where Kai Sakura is doing it as well. But like it's not a really common thing, because I think if you're small enough to make flyweight, you kind of just commit to it. Figgy, I guess, as well. But yeah, so honestly, middleweight to light heavyweights, recently at least, I know a lot of the older ones, a lot of the people on John Jones's resume, they were all middleweights that moved up to light heavyweight. But I don't know, unless I'm bugging, like I can't really think of a middleweight that moved up to 205 recently. Like Pereira, I know someone's going to say that. Like, it's Pereira and, like, Izzy when he moved up, but no one else, really. You don't really see it with contenders, is my point. Anyway, I always manage to just yap and fucking not even start the video yet. But, yeah, like and subscribe and shit. Let me know what videos you guys want to see as well. I will see if I can stream for the Brazil card. I will try, because I know sure as hell I ain't streaming for the fucking Canada card, because I will get a total of, like, 1 viewer. Because everyone's going to be watching the big trio do their live stream over on Guru's channel. So yeah, I'm not even going to bother streaming for that card. But I'll see if I can stream tomorrow for the Brazil card with Charles Oliveira and my boy Joel Alvarez, who I'll obviously be talking about in today's video. Anyway, enough yap, let's get underway. So, flyweight division, Kai Sakura has officially declared his intentions to move up to flyweight. Now, this is not a video, by the way, of me saying this is the fighter that is best suited to moving up the weight class. Like, if I could choose, I would like to see maybe a Brandon Royval, or maybe a Brandon Moreno, maybe a Manel Cap move up to bantamweight. But Kai Sakura is the one that has actually stated his intentions of doing so, and he will be fighting a bantamweight his next fight, which is kind of what the rumors were when the signing was announced. Everyone's like, oh, Ryzen champion, he'll fight at Ryzen, and I was like, dude, he's fighting a flyweight. And I was told about the Pantoja fight like in like July, when that was booked for like December, so I knew about that shit for ages. But it was kind of always assumed that like he was clearly on the bigger side for flyweight. Now we will see how he transitions to bantamweight and how well he can do there. Was that weight cut really just affecting his strength and his cardio and stuff? Because like his striking looked real good early against Tim Elliott. You know, obviously Pantoja was like, that is fucking Pantoja, but like he was looking like he was tuning up Tim Elliott. But it's like he didn't really have the pop necessary to like put away Tim Elliott, which is the worry. Like if you go up to bantamweight with no power and just without real KO power, like Figgy moved up and translated well and beat guys like Rob Font and Cheeto and Garbrandt because his power translated, and because he was never like a small or average flyweight. He was always a big flyweight. Kai is as well. He is a big flyweight, but he doesn't have the grappling of Figgy, which is the reason why I don't think he'll work as well. I think he could probably beat some ranked guys, though, honestly. Am I crazy for saying he might beat Cheeto? Like, is that a ridiculous take? That is not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous to say that. Like, it shouldn't be. I really just don't think Cheeto's very good at all. Like, I'm going to pick Amian Zahabi to be a top 10 bantamweight purely for the reason that he's getting that opportunity against fucking Cheeto Vera. Like, I think Amian Zahabi is dog shit. And he's still managing to, and I'm still managing to find someone to pick him. It's like, it's kind of like with Paddy. It's like I declared, I'm like, dude, Paddy's fucking overrated as shit. He's not gonna make it far. But then I still managed to just pick him in all of his fights because they're just finding like the perfect opponents for him. Fucking Zahabo as well, like just pissing me off. But bantamweight, like, are you telling me he doesn't beat like? You're telling me he doesn't beat Zahabi or Cheeto? It's weird because like Cheeto's number 7, which feels odd, but it's like then I would pick like I wouldn't mind him against like a Kyler Phillips even, or even a Rob Font if he's that much quicker and Rob Font doesn't grapple in a pure striking match. I do still rate Kaya Sakura, assuming, and this is mostly assuming, the speed translates really well because he looked quick at flyweight. Like he was very quick, and he's very explosive in that, but. I don't know, like, I'm not going to pick him to beat guys like O'Malley or Yan or Umar or Corey or Song. Like, he'd probably fucking... Depends on how bad Figgy looks this weekend. Like, there's a reality where I could see him beating a washed Figgy. And I could see him beating a Cheeto, but, like, yeah, Bautista would beat him. Depends how well Cejudo can employ a wrestling plan, but you would assume Cejudo would just take him down. It's just, like, how bad is the takedown game? Because, like, Tim Elliott kind of just tripped him out and got some goofy shit on him. But, like, initially... From memory, his takedown defense looked okay, but it's like kind of once you then get a hold of him, he doesn't do a great job of staying up. I just want to check what his takedown defense stats were. Like, how many did he defend against Tim Elliott? Because, like, Tim's crafty, but he's not, like, a strong wrestler. Let's check now. Okay, he only defended 1, so Tim went 2 from 3 on takedowns. I could have sworn he, like, stuffed a few more than that. But, anyway, I don't see Kaya Sakura being, like, a super successful bantamweight. I saw some people saying they should do him as Patchy Mix, as like the battle of the overrated, came into the sport with hype, and now 0-2 kind of the vibe, which I wouldn't mind, because they're clearly not going to give him a ranked guy, but give him a striker, please. Just like, make sure he's not just like completely bad in all areas. Because like, if they give him like an outside the rankings striker, like, if they give this man, like, a Chris Gutierrez and he just loses that on the feet, it's like, alright, yeah, you're fully cooked. Because, like, if your striking is, like, top 5 in the bantamweight division, but your takedown defense is just dog shit, like, we can kind of work our way around that. But if you can't even, like, be a top 10 striker, like, you're just done. Like, send him back to Ryzen. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Merab Dvalishvili. Now, there's no one at bantamweight that has declared, like, officially they are moving up. At least in the rankings, like, dude, I'm not trying to talk about, like, I don't know, some fucking random bum. But, bantamweight division, like, let's look here. Montel Jackson, he's about to get a top 6 opponent. Like, massive opportunity for himself. Don't think he moves up. Kyler Phillips, who cares? Rob Font, like, I don't know why. It's just like, what do you do with Rob Font if he moves up? Like, make him fight like Danny Ige or some shit. Vinicius Oliveira is a guy who, size-wise, I think could actually make it work at featherweight, because he's a big-ass fucking bantamweight, and I think he actually said, I do remember, so if we're talking about in the future who might move up, 2 or 3 years from now, don't be surprised if Vinicius Oliveira is at featherweight, because he's a fucking big bantamweight, and he said, he's like, I think I'm still filling out, like, I'm still growing, like, into my body almost. So, like, even though he's, like, in his late 20s. So he could move up. But right now, it's like, dude, you're still a contender. Like, if you take a lot... My thing is, like, if you're big for the weight class and, like, kind of struggling to make the weight, you stick around there while you're a contender. As soon as you take that loss and you're just back a little line in terms of, like, prospects, contenders, just move up. Like, don't fuck yourself over with the weight cut. Just move up. But, like, David Martinez is just broken into the top, like, 10 or top 15, whatever. Cejudo, like, no one's trying to see Cejudo move up. He's already a midget as it is. Zahabi, no. Bautista, no. Cheeto. Like, I mean, Cheeto could just be a Brian Ortega and just move up and just be, like, chubby for the weight class. But, like, why? Figgy, obviously not. Song Yadong's another guy who, like, again, he's a pretty big, like, thick bantamweight. Corey, just with the range, I guess. Like, again, if you're saying, like, could they do well? Like, yeah, I'm sure Sandhagen and Umar and Yan and O'Malley could probably do solid at featherweight. But, like, in terms of realistic... I will say O'Malley. O'Malley's actually another guy who, if we're talking, like, dude, you're not getting a third fight with Merab. Like, neither of the fights were overly particularly competitive. So, like, I just kind of want to see him rematch, like, Peter Yan. Like, rematch Peter Yan, fight, like, Sandhagen or Umar, and then just move up, I guess. Fight fucking Yair. Like, I don't know, fight Lopez. So that'd be cool. But the guy that I discussed, obviously Merab, just because it's like intriguing. Again, when there's no one who's officially moving up to a weight class, we go with the guy who is the most intriguing, and the most intriguing is just gonna be the champion of like Merab. Like, it's just how far can the cardio take him? Because I don't think he beats Volk. I don't think he beats Movzar. I don't think he beats Lopez. Like bro, can you imagine how much bigger Lopez would be than him? Like, I do think those guys. I think Lopez KOs him. Like, I think, I do believe that would happen. I think these featherweights would just be a bit. Most of them would be a bit too big. But it's almost like the one intriguing fight there is actually the champ fight with Volk, just because I think Volk would win, and I'd pick him relatively confidently. But it's not a prime Volk. I don't think we can confidently say that. And Volk's also not just a guy who's just so much bigger that he's just going to bulldoze you. Like, Volk doesn't bulldoze people. He picks them apart, he schools them, he dominates them, but he doesn't just bulldoze you in a round. Like, Volk hasn't done that to someone. So, that's kind of why it's intriguing, because the thought process around Merab is like, you can't beat him by decision. And I'm like, I think you can. And I've actually said for a while Sandhagen was one of his more difficult matchups because he can keep range very well. And he's a guy who doesn't actually expend a lot of energy. Whereas a lot of other guys that fight Merab do. So I'm like, Sandhagen's problem really wasn't the cardio. Like, I mean, sure, if he had even better cardio. But, like, he was very well prepared for that. And it's just like, Merab's still just able to keep up a pace. Like, Sandhagen wasn't huffing and puffing, looking like Umar in the 5th or Yarn or O'Malley. Being like, it's just one more round, but Tim Welch, just like one more round, Shug. Like, that wasn't what we were seeing. So, like, Merab Volk is, like, actually compelling. But it's not like, I don't think Merab as a, like, future featherweight would be that interesting. I'd see it just to see what he can do. Like, if he goes out there and beats Volk, fucking go for it. But, like, yeah, you're not gonna, like, I don't want to see him do what Aljo did and just permanently move up. Like, you're best off at bantamweight, but it would be intriguing just for that champ fight. Anyway, let's move on. Now, Brian Ortega, I don't know what's going on with him, because, like, dude, you've missed weight badly and had, like, bad complications in, like, 2 of your last 3 fights, / bookings. Obviously, like, you made weight for the rebooked Lopez fight and just got beaten up. But then it's like, I saw something, like, and he said literally in his last fight, he was in a fucking not coma. He went, like, out cold. It was just unconscious for, like, 30 minutes during his fucking weight cut. So it's like clear, and everyone's just like, alright, well, he's moving up. But then some bullshit comes out, and I just see, like, Brian Ortega makes 145, like, a month after. And I'm like, what? Why? Like, okay. So I'm like, well, he clearly can make featherweight. He clearly can lose some fucking belly fat and just have less to cut. Like, because my thing is, like, I think he's coming in, like, out of shape. Or, like, in just weirdly, like, just not good shape. And then he's only cutting water. But, like, dude, the first part, like, if you walk around 25 pounds or 30 pounds outside of your weight class, you should be losing 10 pounds before the weight cut, 15 pounds. Like, especially when you're built like that, like, why are you not lean? You're a featherweight. You're not a heavyweight. Why are you not lean? Like, why do you not have, like, visible abs and, like, muscle definition? So I think Ortega could make featherweight if he locked in, but it seems like he should just move up, because I don't think the UFC wants to deal with those complications and that bullshit again. So if Ortega does move up, though, I think he's cooked. Like, who the fuck is Ortega beating at lightweight? Like, he's not powerful. His grappling game is not at some fucking ridiculously high level that they're going to not know what to do with themselves. Like, I don't think I'd pick Ortega to beat a single ranked lightweight. If Mauricio Rufy is ranked, there's a chance he could win that. So, like, let's look. Obviously, he's not beating Ilya. He's not beating Arman. He's not beating Max. Not beating Charles, Gaethje, Hooker, Pimlet, Gamrot, Dariush, Fiziev, Moicano. Moicano would be his, like, best chance, I guess. Chandler, maybe just if he grapples purely, if Chandler's just fully washed. BSD, no. Dawson, no. And, like, Mauricio Rufy. Like, maybe. But I still don't think Rufy's grappling's that bad. Surely not. So, like, Ortega, dude, I don't know. Like, kind of you just stay at featherweight if you can. But also, like, if he misses weight again, they're probably just going to cut him. Because he's not, like, that big of a name to where you need to keep him around. Anyway, let's move on. Joel Alvarez, let me tell you, kid. Hey, The UFC's on ball. They know what's going on. They've been promoting Joel Alvarez on their socials, on their YouTube, on their Twitter accounts. Joel Alvarez is like the guy who's being promoted. Like last week, it was fucking Ateba Gautier. Like they were promoting the fuck. They said like they posted a video titled "The Scariest Fighter in UFC History." This has fucking had 2 wins over Jose Medino and fucking Robert Valentine. Like, and they're calling him the scariest fight ever. Again, great prospect, but like they're fucking going overdrive with the glaze last week on Gautier, and they kind of pick a fighter. Like I remember Vinicius Oliveira got some good promotion behind him for UFC 318 and just goofed it up against Kyler Phillips. Obviously, like they were promoting the fuck out of Sasakayev when he was making his quick turnaround debut. They're giving Alvarez the rub here. They're promoting him, and it's kind of crazy because they're just sacrificing Luque in Brazil. Like, if this was, like, in Spain, I'd get it. And they're setting him up for a big, like, a relatively decent name, big opportunity, right? But it's like, no, you're just slaughtering a Brazilian in Brazil. Like, that's tough. So, Joel Alvarez, he's going to win his welterweight debut. They're probably just going to put him at, like, number 15 in the rankings straight away. Like, they were flip-flopping this man out of the lightweight rankings. Like, him and Rufy and, like, shit were just getting swapped around, like, 20 times, despite not even fighting. They're like, what goes on in the rankings meetings that they do? Or whatever, like, that someone just decides, like, I guess Alvarez can be ranked today. I don't know why. Like, we'll just rank him and then unrank him next week. Like, it's weird. But Kevin Holland right now is 15. Daniel Rodriguez is 13. Let's go through welterweight right now. Alvarez smokes Holland, beats Bonfim easily, smokes D-Rod, beats Jeff Neal comfortably, smokes Gilbert Burns, smokes Colby Covington. Joel Alvarez versus CP is a fight that, like, I really don't want to happen because I got to pick a side, and I love both of them. But it's like if any of you have watched the show Arrow. I'm rewatching that shit right now because I'm bored. The Green Arrow show, whatever. It's kind of mid, but like when fucking when Anthony Ivo lined up Sarah and Shadow. If anyone gets this reference, let me know. I might just be yapping out of my mouth. They put like Sarah and Shadow, and he points a gun and said, "Stand in front of one of them, save one of them. The other one I'm shooting in the head." That's me picking a fight. But that's me picking a fight between Pantoja and Joshua Van, and that would be me if CP, Carlos Prates, and Joel Alvarez ever got booked. But for anyone who understands that reference, respect. Even though, like, low-key that show fell off after season 5, not gonna lie. It kind of fell off after, like, season 2. And then it was, like, decent-ish. But then it, like, re-fell off after season 5. Because Chase was actually, like, the only good villain. And then, like, that had, like, basis for what he was doing. And then after that, it just kind of became weird. But anyway, separate note. I'll drop a fucking Left Lane entertainment channel. I don't know, maybe we'll do that. I got a lot of different like channels I could do. I could do a politics channel, I could do a show shit. I could just be like one of those low effort like music people who just bops their head and goes, "No way you said that," and just get like 2 million views a video, like fucking No Life Shack. Like I could do that, like, you know, except I'm white, so it wouldn't really work. There's not enough like just brain dead people in my culture that would watch all of that. But just side tangent. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But let's go through. So CP, yeah, who would I pick in that fight? It's tough. I don't know. That I what's the thing? I invoked the fifth. But I don't even live in fucking America. But Michael Morales. Morales is big. I take Alvarez still. I think he beats Buckley. Gary, it's tough. I low-key think he can beat Gary. Usman's interesting. He beats Leo. Dude, he beats Leon Edwards. He beats Bilal. Dude, shut up. I don't care. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. He beats JDM. Subs him with a DAS. Ramazan Ameev had JDM and a DAS. MMA math equals Joel Alvarez is better than Ramazan Ameev. He finishes that DAS. But, no, seriously though, I'm not bugging. Like, some of these matchups, like a Brady, I'm not going to be biased. Like, Sean Brady's a tough fight for him. If Usman's on, Usman's a tough fight for him. It just depends how well he's shored up the defense of his back. Because, like, Armin got on top of him and just fucking killed him with elbows. Just cut him open. So if that is still replicatable up at welterweight, which, like, you'd think, oh, but they're going to be bigger, so they'll do it easier. It's like, I don't think so. I think he was just genuinely, like, not even close to his best form cutting that much weight to lightweight. Dude's literally taller than most of the welterweight division right now. Like, the only guys who would look considerably bigger than him would be, like, Morales would look big, because Morales is a fucking massive welterweight. And, like, he'd be around the same height as Shavkat. And, like, Brady would just look like a tank next to him. But, like, he'd be shorter. But still, I think Joel Alvarez is genuinely, with the right matchup, I think confidently he beats Leon Edwards. Is anyone really going to look at me? I know everyone's going to be like, bro, shut up, he hasn't beat anyone good. First of all, he kind of has. And also just vibes as well, like, who cares? Leon Edwards, apart from until the Usman fight, hadn't beat anyone good. And don't tell me Nate Diaz. He was fucking in his late 30s and mid. And Nate Diaz has never actually been, like, that good. Like, that good. He's been good. He's never been that good. But Nick was always better. But am I wrong in saying, like, Joel Alvarez beats Leon Edwards? And that's a number 4 welterweight right now. Am I wrong in saying, like, he beats confidently number 4? I genuinely think he beats Bilal. Fuck Bilal, dude. Fuck Bilal. Bilal will get tuned up on the feet. Anyway, yeah, he's going to kill Luque. And if he doesn't, then I fucking retract my statement, I guess. But seriously, I think he's going to do well at welterweight. He's going to be way better striker than most of these guys. Like, that's the thing with the grapplers. The grapplers are risky because if they can get on top and do damage. Alright? Like, I'd probably pick Sean Brady. I'd pick Sean Brady to beat him. But, like, is anyone really going to tell me you'd confidently pick these guys to beat? Like, is someone confidently picking Buckley to beat him? I don't think you can confidently pick him to lose to Buckley. Or even, like the current champion JDM. Like, yeah, JDM probably wins, but, like, is anyone, like, going to be like, yeah, that's just a rollover, like, no-risk matchup for JDM? Like, dude, Alvarez stylistically is trouble for a lot of these guys. He's just kind of new Charles. He's just new Charles, but, like, with slightly less of a questionable chin, but the same sort of holes on the ground in terms of just getting held down and beaten up a little bit. So he's not a flawless fighter, but still. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Kamaru Usman. This little Malteser head. What's it called? Who, like, again, no one really at welterweight's moving up. I was thinking Shavkat, just because I'm like, with all this fucking injuries that he keeps getting and all this bullshit and, like, time between fights, like, I know he hasn't missed weight at welterweight, but, like, would he just be better off moving up? I don't know. Like, it feels like a guy, like, even though you'd be like, oh, if he can make welterweight, make welterweight. Maybe he's just generally just gonna be unhealthy all the time. But, like, maybe his fucking immune system's just not great. Maybe he's just brittle. Like, he's just susceptible to injuries. But, like, Shavkat's another guy. But in terms of someone who this is my thought process. If a guy hasn't already made the decision themselves, and I'm picking someone to move up, I'm like, who's kind of done what they need to in their weight class / in a position, like, where they are comparatively to their weight class and, like, what's going on in their division. Who does it make sense to move up? Now, if Islam Makhachev beats JDM, it's a very sad reality, but I fucking guarantee you Kamaru Usman's going to get a title shot. I guarantee you. Because Ali Abdelaziz is going to pull his strings and pull his bullshit and make that the most, just, like, another really fucking fraudulent title shot. I guarantee what's going to happen. This is the pathway. If Islam beats JDM, he's going to defend his belt against Kamaru Usman and retire. I believe that. I don't think he fights that. I don't think Islam is fighting Sean Brady. I don't think Islam is fighting Shavkat Rakhmonov. I don't think he's fighting Ian Gary. That's just not something I think is going to happen. He's going to look for one defense and he's going to be like, look, I moved up, whatever. If JDM wins, he will fight Ian Gary if he beats Bilal. If Bilal wins, he will probably fight Brady, I would say, if Brady can get a fight booked. Well, we still don't know really what's going on with Shavkat, because apparently that report that he was injured again is false, but we'll see. But basically, if you're rooting for JDM regardless, awesome, cool, don't blame you. I know JDM's Australian. I actually don't care who wins. Like, I'm just watching. I'm trying to just watch this fight. Like, I'm invested in most fights. This one, I'm obviously going to be fucking hyped, but, like, I'm not particularly, like, my mental health relies on the winner at all, because I actually don't dislike Islam. But if you're rooting for sanctity of the fucking sport and, like, deserving title defenses to be a thing, you want JDM to win. If you want Alhamdulillah, brother, fucking Kenny Okoye glaze overdrive, Usman Islam will happen if Islam wins. And I'm very confident in saying that. But Usman, I just yapped for 2.5 minutes without actually talking about Usman. I think Usman should move up. If he doesn't get that title shot, which he shouldn't, but like he shouldn't is what I'm saying. But he was competitive with Hamza. That's the thing, is like guys who take those big title losses, or like who get smoked up a weight class and just drop back down or something like that, it's kind of hard for them to be there. But like Usman's one middleweight appearance was the best showing that anyone's had against Hamza on short notice. So he's got reason to move up again. There's a Dricus fight there potentially. There is a Sean Strickland rematch there potentially. You know, like, you're not trying to, like, there's just fun fights for Usman. Like, who's not trying to see Usman versus, like, Strickland too? Or, again, not the most thrilling, entertaining fights, but is he going to have thrilling, entertaining fights at welterweight? No, not really. And I just don't think Usman's going to be like, yeah, let me fight Sean Brady. Like, if he got offered a fucking fight against Shavkat Rakhmonov at UFC 310, which he did, and he literally turned it down, do you really think, which would have guaranteed him a title shot with a win, do you really think he's going to be like, yeah, let me fucking go fight Sean Brady, or let me rebook the Shavkat fight, or let me fucking fight Bilal, or something? Like, the Bilal one's the one that makes sense, but the fact that that's not what got booked is like, he's waiting for the result of Islam JDM, and if he doesn't get a title shot off that, like, I feel like just move up, honestly, because what's he going to do? Fucking, like, I don't know, Ian Gary, Bilal, like, Brady. I just don't think he's going to take those fights. Anyway, let's move on. Middleweight, just what I was talking about. If you take a tough loss for the belt and it's just no real, like, immediate path to getting back or, like, hype for a rematch, especially, like, if I thought Hamza was going to lose his next fight and Dricus would just be able to fight one more time and get a win and get back to a shot, I would say stay at middleweight. But right now, there's no reason for him to, in my opinion. Like, what are you going to do? Like, does he want to fight Fluffy or some shit? Like, again, winnable fights for him. Like, I'm sure he could win his way back to a title shot, but it's like, I don't know. Feels like you could just move up. Feels like you could just move up, fight like a fucking Jamal Hill type, win easily because you'll beat Jamal Hill, and then get a title shot. Because, like, especially if Pereira moves up regardless, but, like, dude, you're telling me Dricus and Yuri isn't, like, on the top of the UFC, especially in terms of, like, interest at light heavyweight. Because without Pereira, if he does move up, which I think he probably will, if not now after one more fight. So you've got Pereira at light heavyweight for either none or one more fight. So you want some more interest at light heavyweight, and it's like Yuri's fought Khalil, he's fought Rakic, he's fought Jamal, and Kalaev's fought his fair share of dudes as well. So it's like you want some intrigue, and you don't want Ankalaev to just immediately get a title shot because there's no one else to do. So that's my thing, is like, if you do Yuri versus like Oldberg for like a vacant title, and Yuri wins, dude, Dricus should get quick smart on a move to 205, win one fight against like a Jamal Hill or a fucking Volkan Ozdemir, and just get a title shot. I really think that's the path for him to actually have more success or get back into a bigger fight quicker than at middleweight, because I don't think there's much for him at middleweight. Again, he's beaten Strickland twice, he's beaten Izzy, he's beaten Whitaker, he's just lost to Hamza. Is anyone really, like, going to be hyped? Like, I'd watch it, but, like, is anyone going to be like, yeah, dude, I can't wait to see Dricus beat a Mavov and then get back to a title shot and beat Hamza? Like, I don't think anyone thinks that fight's going to go differently. Anyway, though, let's move on. Alexander Rakic. I'll talk about Poatan in a sec, because he's probably moving up. But Rakic, if we're looking at... dude, seriously, Rakic, please move up. Like, if I could pick 5, like, things to, like, either people moving up or, like, fights to be made, not, like, results of fights or, like, changing the timeline of the sport, but, like, dude, if I could just make 5 decisions for each individual fighter's career, like, 5 fighters I can make a decision for, and I just decide what you're doing next. Dude, I'm sending Rakic up to heavyweight immediately. Immediately. He is the number 2 heavyweight in the world, if he moves up right now, behind Aspinall. I swear to God, on my life and everyone else's life watching this video, he beats Cyril Gane. He beats... Okay, Almeida's tricky. I think he still beats Volk. But, like, dude, he's a top 4 or 5 heavyweight instantly. With his light heavyweight, it's like, you've lost to Yuri, you've lost to Ankalaev, you're about to fight Mirzakhanov, cool. Like, you've got a loss to Ozdemir on paper. I thought he won, but, like... it's just like, no one's going to be hyped. But, like, dude, if we see Rakic move up, dude, athletic, he walks around 240 athletic. We've just seen Vitor Petrino weigh in looking like an absolute fucking tank at 250 as a naturally shorter guy than Rakic. Rakic is like 6'4". He'd fit in. He'd look like just a jacked like 250 pound heavyweight. Please move up, Rakic. It would be the best thing for your career, dude. You would genuinely have so much more success and be a relevant name. People would talk about you in the heavyweight division because it sucks, rather than just like, oh yeah, Mirzakhanonov's about to kill Rakic, which I don't think is actually going to happen. I think Mirzakhanov's overrated. But yeah, Rakic, this has been like one of my longest standing takes in terms of like, you guys know like I've had my guys for ages that I've been supporting. Rakic has been one of them who I've liked for ages, but my longest standing take with Rakic, especially since the Yuri Prohaska loss, was just, dude, move the fuck up and go fight at heavyweight. You'll win most of your fights there. Like, if we're comparing right now, like, I would probably pick Rakic to beat Khalil, but like, would I do it confidently? Not at all. Would I pick him to beat Olberg? It's 50-50. It's close. And those are like the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys, right? Like, I think you got to go to like the top 5. I can't confidently pick him to beat. I'd confidently pick him to beat Jamal, and I'd probably confidently pick him to beat everyone below him. But at heavyweight, dude, okay, Volta Walker, knowing Rakic, he'll get fucking heel hooked. But like Talis and Teixeira, okay, come on, let's like Mick Parkin, Gaziev, Tuivasa, Ty Bora. Ante Daliha's somewhat interesting because he's at least got speed, but like Derek Lewis, I think he beats Sergey Spivak. I think he tunes up Waldo Cortez Acosta. I think he beats Curtis Blades, who's number 4. 5, Jelton Almeida. I think he beats Pavlovich. I do. 9, 2, Volkov just because of the size. I think he beats Garn. Almeida, Volkov, and then Aspinall obviously is the 3 that I would be like second thought. I probably wouldn't pick him to beat Aspinall. And I'd think twice before picking him to beat Volkov or Almeida. I'd pick him confidently to beat everyone else. I think he beats Rakic. I think he beats Garn. So yeah, please, Rakic, move up, dude. Like, your career will become... More managers need to encourage their fighters to move up. Not just when you're missing weight and like can't make the weight and be like, oh, I guess we'll move up then after getting fined a bunch of like your purse. Just saw Simon Oliveira miss weight by 8 pounds. He's 0-3 in the UFC. Dude's not even trying to keep his job. But like, if I'm a manager, I'm telling more of my fighters to just switch it up and make weight class changes if things ain't going your way. Fresh start. Dude, like, Puna Soriano was just like losing every fucking fight he had at middleweight. I know he's not some mega prospect, but like, he's just dropped to welterweight and won 3 straight. Like, dude, Buckley. The weight class changes are just a good vibe. They're a good reset because they get you out of your rhythm of just like, oh, I'm just some mid-range, unranked bum. Like, I go win a couple fights, you're like, damn, this is actually good for me. I'm doing well. So yeah, Rakic, move the fuck up. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Alex Poitin Pereira. Poitin Sherma. I am, like, realistically, the only 2 fights he's going to have at heavyweight is either Aspinall or if John Jones comes back. So that's why I actually wanted to talk more about Rakic, because like I just don't see a world where he fights a Garn or a Volkov or a Pavlovich or an Almeida. That'd be fun. Like, let's say he commits. He's like, I'm done at light heavyweight. Let's say he doesn't even fight Carlos or anything. He just moves up right now. He gets chinned by Aspinall. Does he move back? And he's like, I can't be bothered moving back down. Let me just have a couple more fun fights and end my career at heavyweight. Cool, you can do that. You can probably fight. You can just fight. That's when you bring out the Pavloviches or the Derek Lewises and just give him some fun fights. But like, I don't think that's the way he would go. I think if he lost to Aspinall, he'd either just retire or drop back down. If he fights Aspinall as his first fight at heavyweight, he'll just fight Jones after that. And then he'll fight Jones then Aspinall. So it'll be like, and then by the time, if he fights Jones then Aspinall, or vice versa, like, that's, his career's over. Like, he's not going to bother doing anything more than that. So I think he probably, I think at this point you just have to pick Aspinall to beat him because you just assume he would wrestle. But like, dude, that's an interesting fight. Like, it is. He could catch him. Like, Aspinall's chin is up, and he is a way more precise and better striker. Like, Pereira is genuinely 10 times better than anyone Aspinall's fought on the feet. On the feet. And I don't think he's just a complete pushover on the ground, but Aspinall is just a solid 260-pound heavyweight. So you would have to assume he would grapple effectively and not be a retard. But, you know, maybe Maybe he just stands and just gets caught. Like, that is possible with Pereira. Jones, I genuinely think Pereira beats John Jones right now. I think Jones looked fucking mid as shit against Stipe. And I know people are going to be like, bro, but if he gets him down, he's cooked. I don't think he does. Dude, Jones is like entries for takedowns. Like, when's the last time Jones has just like blast doubled someone? Like, he hits trips against Stipe, or he just dragged Cyril Gane down. Like, Gane is literally a wet rag and just a pushover on the ground. Gane's getting ragdolled in the gym by middleweights. Like, I'm sorry, Gane's is not a good grappler. And Jones made him look easy, right? But he also, Gane looked like he shat the bed and just didn't want to be there. And then even Stipe, like, dude, I wouldn't have even called that impressive. Like, I think for me to think that was impressive, I would have had to have actually seen Stipe look good in the fight. But I'm seeing Stipe not look good in the fight and still land on you and still be kind of tagging you. Alright, am I wrong for saying Pereira beats Jones? Am I wrong? Like, especially coming off the layoff for Jones, like, by the time, if the fight would happen, it'd be White House. It'd be, how much is that? A year and like 8 months. Like, we're looking at like a 20-month turnaround for John Jones. Injury history, older. I know they're similar ages, but like different point in their careers in terms of where their bodies are at. I genuinely think Pereira beats beats Jones. I think he just, if he marches forward like he did with Ankalaev and just stays defensively responsible, I think he wins that fight. Anyway, that is it, guys. Longer video today. I'll be yapping, you know. I was gonna do a cope, like, I was going to do a laughing at all the cope shit from Kenny and Joey, but I just, like, I don't know, I couldn't be bothered, and it's just funny to let him cope. Kenny's already moving on to his next thing. He's already trying to be like, Chanko is going to, like, he's, like, already the best lightweight in the world. Just like, dude, it's just so disingenuous. Like, cool, I'm sure he's very good. He'll probably be ranked, but, like, it's just so disingenuous and just egregiously biased and just, like, so clear of your intentions when, like, yeah, contender series fighter with the name ending in OV wins fight or wins debut, and it's just like, dude, like, Ikram chinned Andre Muniz and he's like, I told you this dude was top 10 even though he got slimed out by Whitaker in 20 seconds. Like, dude, just please don't make it a little less obvious. Just make it a little less obvious that you just have fucking anime body pillows of these dudes that you fucking grind on in your sleep. Like, seriously, like, it's just very clear at this point to all of us. Anyway, let's move on. That's the end of the video. It's a disturbing sentence that just came out of my mouth. I apologize. Anyway, goodbye.